And welcome to the Minecraft series of instructional tutorial games. So a little backstory, I started a series with the game Borderlands 3, and I realized pretty quickly that that might be not be the most family friendly uh, game. And also a lot of people just might not like how violent it is and stuff like that and how crude the humor might be. So I also wanted to do a series in Minecraft. Now this is easily one of my other favorite games, as it's just so peaceful and almost, very serene, kind of like meditating, and there's just a lot of time to kind of talk about and go over the stuff that I was going over and the other stuff. Anyways, the goal of these videos is very similar to the other one, where I will be going over computer science topics and trying to teach computer science for free to anyone who wants to listen or watch. And I'll also be including links to my website project. So if you want to dive further into it on your, when you have time, you can go check out the website. And I'll also be including links to other helpful websites that I think would be really useful for anyone learning computer science. Now, originally when I started out doing this, my goal was to help other people, like say college students, because when I was in college, I really wish I had resources like this instead of just searching wildly. So, oh, and also this is going to be kind of a guide as well. I know a bit more about Minecraft than I do Borderlands, but actually they're both pretty even. But anyways, so let's get started. So day one in Minecraft, as you can see, I kind of navigated over to what is a plains biome, and a biome is a different group of land that is a well, let's see how to explain it. So there's plains biomes, there's taiga biomes, there's desert biomes, jungle biomes, stuff like that. But anyways, plains biomes, like biomes that look like this, and that's like a birch forest biome, stuff like that. Um, yeah, they have sheep. And so this is going to be a little graphic starting off, but yeah, you have to kill the sheep because you need to make a bed. And what's even more, I suppose I could have crafted a sword. So this game is all about crafting and mining, as you'd probably, figure from the title. And, yeah, and harvesting, farming, stuff like that. Okay, now, what I'm doing right now is that we need 3 wool for a bed. After that, we can get started on a starter home. And, yeah, there's already pumpkins, so that's pretty cool. Got plenty of trees around, and some mountains, so that'll be good for some farming. But I'm not seeing any sheep. Alright, so while I'm doing this, let me go back to explaining kind of what the purpose of all this is. So, yeah, like I said, I've already done a series of Borderlands games, and I'm going to keep adding to those as well, as that's another game I really like to play. But it is, yeah, extremely violent and a little crude, and yeah. And I'm not saying that these videos are necessarily for kids, because personally my stance on it is let kids be kids. I mean, these are going to be instructional tutorial videos on learning a very complex topic that is actually very lucrative once you get good at it. I mean, the job market is just insane, and there's a definite need for computer scientists, and especially cybersecurity analysts. So I encourage anyone who, gets excited by these videos or, the websites or any of that to definitely take a look at cybersecurity too, because personally that is my favorite topic, my favorite subcategory of computer science. And it's also very rewarding too. The average starting salary for an analyst is constantly bragged about being about 85,000 a year. Um, I'll let you know if that's true because I'm about to finish my cybersecurity boot camp here in a couple months, and we'll see how true that is. But as for my personal experience, a lot of other computer science jobs. Oh, there's a sheep, and this is all we have to do for the killing. So after this, we don't have to be so violent. Okay, so and actually, first thing for the guide, and we'll get back to the other stuff later. You need and apologies, I have a weird avatar from Halloween, so I might change that. But for now, you can do that. Craft planks from trees. That's why I did that. And you can do it old school. You can do that. Oh, whoops. Oh, see, I'm already messing things up. Okay, you push square and it drops 1, and you get a crafting table. And a button, but whatever. Either way. So, first things in a game of Minecraft, you need to build shelter. Now, and also, well, let's see. Let's just have a house in the open. We'll go down here near the bottom. Yeah, this looks like a good spot. Why not? Okay. So, put down your crafting table and use it. And you're going to need some sticks. Let's do a few sticks because why not? You're going to need a pickaxe, an axe is good, and a sword. Why not? But most importantly, oh, and I already, yep. So, I was just talking about how we need a bed. That's okay. So, now that we have an axe, it'll be easier to harvest wood or chop wood. Okay. So, and I'm also going to keep these things to 30 minutes. I feel like that's a much more acceptable and enjoyable time frame for these videos, more bite size. The hour-long videos got really long, and I started to wander. I mean, not saying that that's not going to happen here, too. I definitely wander quite a bit. Oh, and also, I don't think you even need a crafting table. Yep. You can just craft planks willy-nilly. But you do need a crafting table to craft things like beds. So, we're back over here. We have a bed, you know, nice and plain. Okay. So, literally, there's our house. Okay, oh, and also, gonna need a shovel. Now, there's a few ways you can do this. I mean, just because it's almost nighttime, so I'm gonna go ahead and hurry up and make a very quick, very basic starter house. Actually, you know what? No, I say that, but I also just realized something else. So, one of the game mechanics of this game is once it becomes nighttime, mobs spawn. And what that means is, hostile mobs. So things like creepers, zombies, skeletons, and spiders, and even witches sometimes too. They'll spawn up here in the overworld. And that's what we call the normal world. Yeah. And so what I'm doing now is I crafted a pickaxe so I can harvest stone. And you'll notice that it's turning into this other looking kind of stone called cobblestone. And that's what happens when you don't have something like Silk Touch. Now, tools can have special magical abilities and properties, and we'll get into that much later once we build an enchanting table. And for that, we need a lot of supplies, and that's kind of more of like a late game type thing. Now, also to note, here is a coal block. So you want to get this stuff too, because you're going to need it for a furnace. And I'm probably going to need a lot more stone too. So, anyways, yeah, and this is basically the game. You're mining and you're crafting, exploring, harvesting, and building really cool things. And honestly, even though I wouldn't really recommend this series of videos for kids to watch, just because, and don't worry, you know, I'm going to try my best not to do things like swear or say anything like adult content, stuff like that. But really, let kids be kids. Like I said, I mean, this is going to get really intense in computer science, and it's a lot of really fun topics for, you know, people a little older. And honestly, the way that kids are going nowadays, they're already so familiar with technology. They're going to be just whizzes at all this stuff. So you don't have to worry about them, you know, actually watching tutorial videos like this. They're going to learn it on their own, and it's probably going to be frustrating because they're most definitely going to be better than you know, within too long, and or before too long. So yeah, all right. So we got some stone, and okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to change that avatar too. That's pretty creepy. So, like I said, it was a Halloween thing. I just got it to be fun. I'm still experimenting, like what all I can do with this stuff. So, anyways, so now we crafted a furnace using some of that cobblestone. There you go. And when you use the furnace, you can put fuel in it. There's the coal. That's why we harvested the coal. And honestly, let's go ahead and cook up this food that we got from the sheep. Now, I'm not going to be eating sheep. Well, actually hardly ever. I'm not a big fan of that kind of farming early game. It's tedious, it's kind of a little messed up, but yeah. You can easily, well, usually easily, there we go, get seeds. Now, you get seeds by breaking grass. And like I was mentioning, a big part of Minecraft is harvesting. So you actually become kind of a farmer of sorts in this game. And so I'm running around gathering seeds. Okay. And yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff that we need to do early on in the beginning. But as you can see, my food meter is running really low. I'm starting to lag, and here's some food. So, yep, here's the food. You'll start to be able to walk and move faster. And also, it's becoming nighttime, so it's very dangerous to keep going at night. So what we're going to do is we're going to sleep. But first, I'm going to craft a hoe and just have that here. Oh, spoilers, I could be crafting much better tools, and I will soon. But anyways, you want to sleep as soon as it becomes nighttime. Now, this might seem a little random because, I mean, if there were hostile mobs, they would just run up on us. But if you do it quick enough, there's really nothing to worry about. And again, I'll go back and make stone tools. That's kind of A rookie mistake, if you will. But anyways, so for a basic starter farm, until you get iron, you have to use what you have around you as far as water. And don't worry, I will get to the computer science topics eventually, but there's a lot to cover in Minecraft for the first couple of days. So yeah, the first episode or two might just be game mechanics, tutorials, stuff like that. So we have 6 seeds. We can go ahead and plant those after we till the dirt or the grass, and it has to be by water. Now it has to be 4 blocks by water. So technically, in fact, I'll go ahead and clear it out. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And also it's a good idea to kind of clear out the space around it, because if you accidentally land on a spot of crops that's growing, there's a chance that they will break, or the seeds will pop out, and then, yeah, then you have to replant them. So, and if you don't have a hoe, that's kind of annoying. So, anyways, alright, so we've got a little bit of a farm going. And we have fish if we want to harvest, and we've got animals running around, so yeah, we have a few options. Now let's see. So, like I said, I can actually craft wooden tools, or I mean, sorry, stone tools, which are much better. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Because early on, it doesn't matter too much. You know, you're not going to be too far from the base. In fact, I'm also going to do this, make a chest. So, now that we have a chest, we can store stuff that we're not using. And you notice I already also have another seed, so that's interesting. Alright, chest, and let's go ahead and throw the andesite up there. Yeah, that's fine for now. But you want to have these basic things: a bed, a crafting table, a furnace, a chest, for your starter home. And as these go on, we'll get way more intricate in building a house, stuff like that. Making whole villages, encountering other villages and villagers. Really fun stuff like that. Alright, so back in the water to go over here. Alright, yes, and like I said, I do promise that I am going to start talking about computer science relatively soon. But for now, we got to get a decent setup going just so we're not, you know, left out in the cold. So, alright, so this is stone that I'm harvesting now, or mining, and it turns into cobblestone unless you have what's called silk touch. Now, you can also harvest this. This is granite. And for anyone who knows geology a little bit more than the average person, this is a felsic granite with a lot of feldspar, making it that pink rosy color. Okay, that's just a quick aside, but yeah, something funny I noticed. Alright, and I'm just getting stone for now. And because basically we need to build a house. And also, let's see, where am I at with stone? And I wanted that to happen. Go ahead and break the wooden tools because we don't need them. And I got 21 stone. And cobblestone's fine, especially for a starter house. Like, there are some YouTubers that stream much more elaborate Minecraft builds and stuff that I'm probably going to be doing. So, I mean, by all means, I'm going to add a link to a guy named Wattles. He's really good, really entertaining as far as a Minecraft guide. So if you really want to get into Minecraft, that's where I would suggest going. I mean, not to say that I won't cover as much as I can here, but yeah, the guy's been doing it for a lot more years than I have, and yeah, his videos have all the fancy animations and stuff that I'm going to eventually learn how to do. But for now, this is just kind of like a fun side project. Okay, I digress. So, anyways, we can... Oh, also, let's get some wood, because we're going to need that. And I should have crafted a stone axe, but that's okay. I can do that in a bit. So yeah, the beginning of Minecraft is a lot of grinding, and you got to kind of... You know, it's a lot of work to get kind of the setup that you want. Once you do, then you can kind of just leisurely wander around and do whatever you want at your own pace. Okay, and while I'm harvesting this stuff, because I'm getting ready to build a starter house, let's talk computer science, like the videos intend. So, what is computer science? Well, computer science is a science that studies computers, technology, and anything that basically has to deal with computing, and yeah. So, and also I do have a website, a tutorial website for anyone wanting to go more further in depth to anything I talk about on these. Yeah, and also I noticed on YouTube you can't post code snippets because they sanitize their inputs. So basically what that means is certain special characters are not allowed, as they could be used maliciously. So basically a lot of websites default to just not letting anyone use them. But for that purpose, I'm going to be adding code snippets on my website, so anything we talk about here, there's going to be a ton of examples on that website. And that website's not going to be there forever. I just have it on codepen.io for now, because that's a really useful site for practicing building websites. But honestly, it's not the cleanest, and I mean, it's great, don't get me wrong, but eventually I want to make an actual web project that... Uh-oh. You hear that gurgling? That means there's a drowned nearby. So, a zombie swimming in the water. So we'll just go over here. Oh, and planting. So I just picked up a sapling. So even though I am cutting down all these trees, I can just as easily plant the trees. As the trees get cut down, the leaves decay if there aren't any wood blocks touching them, and they drop these saplings. They also drop sticks, apples. I think that's about it. Yeah. So, alright. Now, I am going to go ahead and craft a a stone axe, just to have. I'm still going to break the other one, you know, and yeah. So, but anyways, back to computer science. So, computer science itself is actually split into several subcategories. Now, when you're getting a degree or trying to pick a focus, the main ones are things like DevOps, cybersecurity, information technology or IT, network engineering, network administration, system administration, which also kind of overlaps into IT. And basically, you got to learn a lot of programming and basic computer concepts to do any of the disciplines in computer science. So, in fact, computer programming and computer science are basically interchangeable. I mean, when you're talking about one, chances are you also might be talking about the other. So, and when I got my degree, I first learned what a programming language called Java. And even before that, I had to do a quick bit of learning into the operating system of Linux. Now again, we'll go much deeper into all of those topics in later videos. For now, this is just a broad overview and, well, getting my starter base, my starter house set up in Minecraft. So, also, another pro tip, you don't want to leave trees floating. It's just bad practice, and when you start playing with other people, it's just bad practice. So, I'll try to get up there. Let's see. In fact, to get around that, what you can do... Well, actually, you can do it with dirt, too. Doesn't matter. So you can build up a little ways, so you can reach the stuff. And yeah, chop the wood. Alright, so... And you might be wondering why I'm doing these side projects, let's say, for teaching computer science. Well, when I was in school, I was actually tutoring some classmates in pretty much the first 3 years of a computer science degree. Now, that's not saying that I had, straight A's by any means, but usually after I'd finish a class, it would help solidify my knowledge of the subject to kind of help explain it to others. And that was also a premise in this cybersecurity bootcamp. We're encouraged to help classmates understand the concepts, and being able to teach the subject material really shows that you understand what's going on. So it's all around good. Plus, it also falls under something I like to call white hat, or well, it is white hat. And we'll definitely talk about that probably for a few episodes later. But anyways, it's just good to do, helping out your fellow person. And computer science is a really fascinating field. There's so much that goes into it. I mean, it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, but honestly, you can kind of pick it up and leave it as you go. And especially with things like the website and other links to other resources that I'll post, you can kind of learn it on your own time. Now, if you are a college student and you're checking these out just for, a little help and advice, I will definitely be making a lot of videos that will help, in my opinion, do some of the harder things when going for a degree. For instance, debugging. I used to spend hours, if not days, debugging on one simple bug. And in these videos, I'll show you plenty of examples to where you can hopefully get around that and not have to waste so much of your time. And I wouldn't even call it a waste, really, because it definitely taught me to look for certain things when writing computer code. Certain things that would avoid all that headache. So, alright, let's see. I think I probably have enough wood for now. Let's go build a house. Yep, that's probably good. So, and it's almost nighttime again, so we can still skip the nighttime by sleeping. It's a little risky, but I mean, if you're quick, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so let's make some planks. Alright, and let's dig up some ground. Actually, and then there's a cave system. So that, and iron. Alright, we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, let's build it up here. So first we'll do pretty. Oh, actually, real quick, you want to kind of plant these as you go, so you have a more abundant supply of wood. Okay, so we got those. It's nighttime, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep and roll over to the next day. And yeah, but so far we're doing pretty good for our first day, first episode. We have some tools, we have some supplies, we have a bed. Yeah, we're doing pretty good, and we have food. Although also, ooh, let's check out. So we have seeds, and we'll use up that hull, and we might have to harvest some more animals for food, just because I don't see any. Usually you can find food early on in the game if you find a village, which are naturally occurring. They have villagers, and those villagers usually have stockpiles of hay bales or wheat blocks. And that can be used to make bread. And ultimately, bread is one of the better foods in the game. It's a little harder to make, and that's actually what we're trying to make now with these seeds. The seeds will grow into wheat. The wheat can be crafted into bread, and then you have bread to eat. So, alright. We got 5 more seeds. That's pretty good. I mean, really, any of these grass, destroying any of this grass could possibly drop seeds. So I'm just kind of breaking all of them. Okay. So, yeah, we'll probably have to, because you can see the wheat is growing, but it's not growing super fast. So let's do 3, 4, 5. That's good for now. And also, you don't need to go crazy with tilling a lot of dirt, because it will decay over time. Maybe not so much when it's close to water like that, but say, I mean, for example, let's do one out here, or 2. Okay, there we go. So this will actually turn back into dirt and then eventually grow back into grass. So it's kind of pointless, and you're just wasting your hoe. Not that we care, because we're going to use this wooden hoe until it breaks. And yeah. Alright, so we've got that, and now we're going to build a very basic starter home. Basically just for shelter. And we might even do a nifty trick. I mean, we're only at 22 minutes, so yeah, we're doing pretty good. Oh, also I'll point out, there's different kinds of sheep. There's a brown sheep, and yeah, so let's see. Well, yeah, we're not going to get too crazy with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say. Let's go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make another one. Oh yeah, you do take fall damage. And make sure you eat regularly. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, cool. And let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there. Alright, so now we have a basic frame, and we crafted a bunch of planks. Let's make some more. Alright, so for kind of like a wall and a floor. Oops. Oh, I made a path block. That's what. And also, a little backstory. I'm kind of more used to the computer version, the Java edition on computers. That's what I've been playing mostly. So I'm kind of relearning how to play for the PlayStation. So forgive me. It might take a bit. Alright. And while we're doing this, back to computer science. So yes, why computer science? Well, it's a fascinating industry. It's very lucrative if once you get some experience behind you, and it's just really fun. Like honestly, I would consider it to be just one giant puzzle or one never-ending video game that constantly. Whoops, so misplaced there. And yeah, like I said, it's just insanely fun. So. And I encourage as many people as possible to try to learn it. And that is kind of the direction that our world is going nowadays. Like, you can't really get away with anything without knowing at least a little bit about computers. So, might as well start, jumping on the bandwagon. And yeah. And honestly, anybody can do it. It does take a lot of work, a lot of practice, a lot of time. But, I mean, I'm in class right now with people that have very little to no computer experience whatsoever, and they're thriving, and they're doing cybersecurity concepts, which are even more complex. Like, you get into computer science, and usually you learn the basics there, And then you can branch out. Oh, misplaced another block. And go into that. And yeah, and it's a really cool industry because if you don't really like what's going on with one thing, you can easily transition into another area. Alright, so let's see. Pumpkins aren't really good for food. There's no real other crops here. Pretty soon here, we'll do a little exploring to see if we can't find a village and maybe get some other crops. For now, we're not doing too bad. So let's see. Alright, we also need some stairs. Oh, maybe not that much. Stairs are pretty expensive, and these are more for like stairs. You can do roof blocks. Oh, I already did it. Never mind. Alright, let's get some more planks then. So we still have some raw wood, the wood logs. And these can be crafted into planks, and then planks can be crafted into stairs. And yeah, a lot of crafting, a lot of stuff like that. So, let's see. Oh, there is a cow. We could eat beef. We might have to. Alright, so let's see. How do we want to do this? So, yeah, for now, doesn't matter. It's a starter house. So, don't worry, those aren't misplaced. We need a roof. Very basic, and this will kind of look like what you'll see later when we find a village with villagers and their houses. Stuff like that. So, place a nice ceiling in. I'm going to end up being like Bob Ross for some of this part. Oh, let's build happy little trees right there. Or happy little blocks, placing them right there. Okay. So, now we have a very basic... And honestly, I'm going to close this in a little bit too. I'm saving space for a window, but we don't have glass. Now, in order to get glass, you need to smelt sand. And also... Oh, something else I forgot. Well, a couple things. So, we need a door. Let's craft one of those, and that's just made from 6 stacks of planks, so it's a little expensive, but you get 3 doors, so that's cool. And I do have a wooden sword, even though hopefully we won't need it. Oh, and also, there, since we will be seeing that, let's change that. Oh, whoops. And that'll happen. Alright, so, door. Opens, closes, keeps you secure. Mostly secure. I mean, we have big holes in this, so I really wouldn't be safe if I tried to keep working through the night. So, until I get windows. Alright, now, let's go ahead and move all our stuff. Okay, so now we have a house. It's not completely finished, but yes. Okay, so crafting table. Actually, you know what? I am going to keep the crafting table outside. You want that to be kind of somewhere where you can get in and use it. This is really more for just protection. Let's go ahead and put the bed. Why not? This is really just basic shelter, and if we keep doing good and sleeping through the night, we're not really even going to need the shelter. It's just good to have something, like say in case, you don't make it to the bed. Alright, so we're coming up on 20 minutes. We got a very crude starter house. We do have, let's put down the furnace. Actually, let's keep the furnace out here too so we can get to it. And I'm only going to put half in here because another thing that we're going to need to do is make torches. Now, torches are good because light means mobs can't spawn. So we're going to go ahead and make all the torches we can. Alright, 16. That's not bad. So when we get ready to start going caving, we're going to need torches to light up the way. Otherwise, mobs are going to spawn around us, and it's going to be bad news. So, alright. Let's see. Am I forgetting anything? These, this is actually kind of a lot for the first video. We got crops going. We got crafting going. We've got mining beginning. We already know there's a piece of iron nearby. In fact, we're gonna be moving pretty quickly. But and also this is what it looks like when wheat becomes fully grown. So then you harvest it, and you want to make sure that you plant more. And that's only one piece of wheat. Now, if you harvested any of this other stuff, it would just break. You wouldn't actually get anything back. So don't be doing that. Let's see. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's already the 4. And pretty soon here we'll craft what is known as a bucket. So we can take water and put it elsewhere. Oh, I don't actually have that much seeds, so Kind of already going against my own advice there, but yeah. Let's see. So, we have that. There's a seed. And there's pigs, too. Oh, and the pig's in my house. And he's out of my house. Okay. Alright, and pigs are useful, too. You can get food from them. You can get pork. Cows are probably a lot... Well, cows and sheep are even more useful, peaceful mobs if you want to harvest them. Because cows give you leather and beef, whereas... And sheep give you wool and mutton. And actually, that's 30 minutes, so let's go ahead and go to bed. This is, what, like day 3? And our nice little cozy fancy house, all very blocky and square. Love it. Alright, that's all for now. See you next time. Oh, maybe not nighttime quite yet. It will be. It will be. Beautiful sunset. There we go. Alright, that's all for now. See you in the next one.